Hi, this is the Project Spark alphabet. I'm Lady Lex UK, and today we're doing the letter T. For my brain tile, I've chosen transition easing, and for my prop, I've chosen the TNT bundle. So let's start off with our brain tile today. Now, I've just set something up here to test out transition easing and show you how to easily make a cutscene. So here I have one of those bird table, bird house things. There we go. And it's changed to that camera, and now it's showing me this bird. Right. So obviously I've got to get the bird somehow, but that wasn't very helpful as a cutscene. So let's see if transition easing can help us out. So let's add some transition easing here. Transition easing is a movement between one camera and another camera. Now, if you don't put a transition in, it will do what it did there, which is just cut from camera to camera to camera. So we're going to put in some flat easing in this camera. Now let me show you what this code does. When you interact, it changes a boolean called camera to true, and when that boolean is true, it will say for 3 seconds show me this camera, then after 3 seconds show me this camera, then after a countdown of 6 turn the cameras off. And what that will do is it will transition back to the other camera, the follow camera in the player. So let's see what a transition easing does to that cutscene. Now, I actually know that this countdown timer is not going to be okay anymore because I've tried this already, and so I'm going to increase the countdown timer a bit so that it will work a bit better, and you'll see why in a minute. Okay, so let's see what it does. Here we go. I'm cut to this, and now it's travelling through the tree to the bird. So now I know where the bird is, which is a much better cutscene, much more useful for quests. Now, that tree, passing through the tree, you might not want that. That's easy fixed. We just put another camera in. So let's put a camera in. Right, countdown of 6. That's our final camera. We'll put that in there like that, and we'll change this one to let's see, this side of the tree like that, and I think we'll find that's not going to give us very long with our bird, so let's change that to 12. Here we go then. Let's try that. So hopefully this time what will happen is we get our bird cage, it goes around the tree, and there we go with the bird. Perfect. And then back to our player. There you go. So that's how you do cutscenes easily without needing to do paths, without having camera gizmos and pointing things in directions and all sorts of stuff. That is a nice easy way of creating a simple cutscene. You just do cut to cut to cut, and you use a timer to how long you want that camera to be on for, and it's very, very simple. So if we wanted that that camera there, that second camera, we didn't want it as long as 3 seconds, we could change that to 4, and let's change that back down to 10, so it will be a little bit quicker, there'll be a little less of a pause, and obviously you could change this so there's hardly any pause at all, and it just smoothly goes from camera to camera. Let's go into there. There we go. There we are. So it went round the tree. Well, sort of cut slightly on the side of it, but you get the idea. So there we go. Transition easing. Now, what's the difference between the different transitions? Okay, so you've got flat easing, ease between, and ease to. To be honest, there's very little difference visually between these. It's more timing. Each of these takes slightly different amounts of time, but to you looking at it, there's not an awful lot of difference. But ease between is when it speeds up and then slows down between camera 1 and camera 2. Ease 2, it will slow down when it gets to camera 2, and flat easing, it's the same speed between camera 1 and camera 2. It's up to you which ones you use, but if you swap between any of these, you may need to adjust your countdown timers if this is the method you're going to use to do your cutscene. And working out these timers is basically the art of creating that cutscene. It's a pretty simple way of doing it. And if you ever thought, oh no, I can't do cutscenes, they're far too complicated because they need paths and things, don't worry about it. There we go. That's how you do it. It's very, very simple using the tools that they've provided us. And there you go. Transition easing, making cutscenes, easy peasy. Okay, for my prop then, TNT bundle. Now the TNT bundle comes with some code already. I'm going to remove all of that code because that's the code you need for throwing it. It's like a throwing projectile. So what I've done is I've made a scenario. So let's have a look at our scenario. Okay, let's have a look over here. I have a chest, which I'd like to get in, a treasure chest, but it won't open. And there's some TNT there. So looking at this, I've got some gunpowder on the floor, and there's a big pile of gunpowder with a B over it. So I'm going to press B. Oh dear, I appear to have lit the gunpowder, and now the TNT bundle's on fire, and oh, it's exploded, and great, my treasure chest has opened up, and now I can grab my map. Perfect. It's all gone black as well. It's all been burnt up, and I've got a hole where the TNT burnt a hole in the floor. Perfect. Okay, let's have a look and see how that was done. So as you can see, I've used colouring to create my gunpowder, and I've used an asteroid here to make my pile of gunpowder at the end, and I've marked it out using a path. This is a path, and here is the path details. So it's on play once, the starting waypoint of 0, and make sure you put that 0 on top of your pile of gunpowder. So that's where it's going to start. Then I've set that speed to 0.05, and you can choose whichever speed you would like. No pausing. It's a curved path type, 3D and linear. Okay, so that's your path. And then in your pile of gunpowder, I've got, when interacted, create FX gizmo, and that's the spark, and then switch to page 2. All this does is turn that off. So once you've done it, it's a one-shot deal. You can't interact with it again. And here is our spark. And in its brain it says once position equals, and that's that asteroid, that's that pile of gunpowder, its position, and then move on path, and then it's that path. Then after 6 seconds, which is how long it takes for it to get down that path, I'm going to say that I'm going to in-world pick the TNT bundle and set a boolean in its brain called fuse lit to true. And then when the TNT bundle fuse lit is true, I'm going to destroy the spark because we don't need that anymore. There is a slight delay. I've got it so that it travels along here and then stays on that TNT bundle for a few seconds, and then it will explode. So it's up to you how you design the timings of your bundle. Right, now unfortunately the path has managed to stick itself right on top rather, our TNT bundle. If this ever happens to you, you've just got to try and get inside it. There we go, there it is. There's our TNT bundle. I'm trying to grab it so I can look at its brain. There we go. Right, so when the fuse is lit, that boolean is fuse lit, then we're going to play an explosion sound, and we're going to subtract terrain to a radius of 2, and we're going to paint that terrain with a radius of 2 with the burnt earth material, which I put in at slot 8, and then I'm going to destroy myself. That's it. So that TNT is now exploded. And in the chest, it says when there is no TNT bundle, so the TNT bundle has exploded, and that's an in-world pick of that one there, then we're going to make my solid colour black, and we're going to power on, and that will open up the chest. When it has power, we're going to make its physics type to be tumbling, because don't forget the TNT bundle is going to make a hole, so we don't want our treasure chest floating in midair because the ground beneath it has been destroyed. So we're going to change its physics type to tumbling, and then we're going to create the treasure map at the position, and you could send its physics type back to fixed after a few frames, so it won't really make that much difference, but you can kick the chest around once it's been opened, but maybe that's what you want. It doesn't matter to me. I didn't think it was a problem, so I left it at tumbling, but if you want it to change it back to fixed, you can always do that with a little timer here. Now the treasure map here is a templated treasure map, and there's nothing in its brain, it's just a template. It says interact it, pick up me, that's all it has. It doesn't otherwise do anything, but that's so you can pick it up, and that's it. Don't forget to also make this spark a template, so when you create it, so it's not in the world to start with. And there you go, you've got some exploding TNT with a gunpowder trail. That could be quite fun. Now obviously trying to set up the gunpowder yourself is going to be a little difficult, because there's no way to make a path interactively, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm sure some of you can come up with an ingenious way of sort of faking that. But there you go, there is a gunpowder trail, an exploding TNT bundle, and an opening chest. You could just as easily make this a safe or something, or you could remake the Italian job and have the doors fly off the back of a van. Okay, there you go then. There was our props for today. Hope you enjoyed that, and keep sparking.